not that kind of show. No longer a medical show. I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
Jeffrey, I guess I never.
Drinking will remove the Teflon from your
Well,
body. Or no, I guess maybe a Teflon to everything.
well, I don't know. Well,
No, it does not do that.
so
Well, it just made it so you don't absorb the stuff, right?
It makes it worse, actually. Yeah. So
Teflon's really slick.
no, I get that, but drinking doesn't do that.
right. So if you're looking at
Drinking puts holes in your things.
so if you look at the pan, like it's either smooth or it's got like flakes that are coming off, and
You
you're
can't
fucking
use that.
that are coming off, and you're fucking like that's not pepper
Oh
in
man.
your scrambled eggs, man. That's the pan.
Yeah. Well, there were plenty of college years where
That's one
I
of
think
those
I got extra
chemicals that's
pepper.
supposed to freaking kill you. So
I don't know, man.
and now I'm reading about microplastics.
dun dun dun.
Oh God.
Well, I got to tell you that this is not new information. I can tell you that a friend of mine in college,
You were right. You were speaking this a long time ago.
yes, wrote his
Use glass
project
for
about
everything.
about microplastics. I said, "What are you talking about?" It's like, "No, I think I'm onto something here." He was onto something.
He's on to something.
Yes.
It is
I
all
haven't seen him on Rogan. So
Well,
something tells me he didn't follow up with that, Jeff.
did not make it his life.
no, he
mission.
went back to work. He didn't like try to. Well, there wasn't even a circuit for that at the time.
A lunacy, yeah.
People weren't paranoid yet about that one.
Well, not that they weren't paranoid about it, but I mean, the paranoia would put you on Coast to Coast AM, not Joe Rogan.
Oh right, yeah. He gets talked to Art Bell about that stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. You'd be
Tell
talking.
me all about that, Rob.
Really. It's like, so, all right, now I can't tell you who I am, so don't use my first name.
Well, I thought that was a pseudonym. Okay. Most people don't give me their real name.
All right, so asshole, tell me about your. Yeah, that was don't microwave anything. It's like you can eat in plastics, right? Because of
Oh,
that.
Yeah, I remember that. You were told not to microwave plastics unless they had a certain number on them.
Even
So-
then, but you're not even supposed to eat plastic or drink like water bottles like that. That supposedly gives you like 90% of your microplastics.
That I can believe because it's been sitting in there.
Right.
I don't. Well, so the other thing.
Oh my God! With all the Mountain Dew you've drank, dude.
Oh, I know.
Holy
I'm
shit,
loaded.
man! You probably have a plastic arm by now.
I guess it crosses the brain-blood barrier, and so it can just sit
Oh,
in
in
your brain and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, well, guess that's gonna happen.
Well, it's microplastics are this generation's asbestos, I guess.
Well, then I guess I'll be privy to a pretty big lawsuit down the road.
Well, your estate will.
Ah, yeah.
You will be dead.
You're right. Someone has to die from it to get settled.
But your children will be fighting over a huge chunk of change that will threaten to ruin the entire family legacy. Are you prepared for that?
I guess according to that, that won't be my problem.
You know what?
By
That's-
definition,
yeah.
that won't be.
100% not my problem.
That's ever since the dude at Goodyear taught me that, I've applied it to so many things. So many things.
That it won't be your problem.
It won't
That's
be your
correct.
problem.
It's not my problem.
Not my problem.
It's not my problem.
It is true. There's no reason stressing over stuff that anything you do.
Like I heard the story of there was a guy who his family. If you look at the front of a Mack truck, there's a bulldog on it.
Mhm.
Right. All right. So this family didn't invent like the grill of the Mack truck. They designed that bulldog.
Okay.
And so they would get these orders for it, and they made serious bank off this because they need that many trucks, and it's just like they'll keep doing this. And what happened was the guy that did this, he bought this big marina area in New Jersey, right? And like a gorgeous place. But what happened was he ended up leaving it to like his 6 kids. And what happened was people couldn't agree on whether to keep it, to sell it, to
Right.
things
Yeah.
like that. And so what happened was that the eventually they took it to like arbitration and sued each other, and the judge ultimately ruled like, actually, because of this, you're gonna sell it, and you're gonna sell it for this price, and they got way less than like, even if they'd have like subdivided it, because people were like, well, what about like doing like, and
That's what happened to the Bolins.
I
The
don't know the story.
Broncos. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
with the
the
Broncos.
exact same thing.
I haven't
When
heard
Pat
this.
Bowlen died, he had it left to his kids, and there's like 8 of them, and so none of them were worthy of taking over the thing. Some of them wanted to sell it. Some
Well,
of
one of
them,
his daughters wanted to take it
she
over.
wanted to, but
Yeah.
then the rest of the women wanted to sell. So
Yeah, so she'd have to buy him out.
and so she was trying to prove that she's worthy by becoming like a lawyer in this field to show that she could do this, and she was doing all this kind of stuff. And then finally, they're just like, no, it's gonna. And yeah, they were going to the judge.
Well, they won't
and
they
doing all
won't
that.
wait forever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
So
mean,
they-
eventually probate will kick in and the state will split your shit up according to the law. And so, like here in Colorado, it's like you die without a will and you have like a spouse, she gets everything.
Right.
So
Right.
if you have like grown children and your spouse is dead, it's split evenly amongst your grown children. So yeah, and if there's none of those, then it goes to like siblings or nephews and stuff. But and then it doesn't go past that.
But he also had dementia at the end, so he had
Yeah.
a will that was close to when he was officially diagnosed. So they're like, we don't even know if this will is appropriate. We're going to go back to the old one.
Oh yeah,
They were,
I mean, you're
they
talking
were
about
doing all sorts of crazy.
like having the Bronco Empire at your fingertips,
Yeah.
and so you're like, oh yeah, yeah, Uncle Pat was retarded at that point in time.
Yeah.
that sold for
Yeah.
$5 billion that you're, fighting for. So yeah, I mean, they didn't take less. Like
It's just
like the
bananas
Bulldog guy.
that someone who had that much money and that much kind of like influence over didn't actually have that set up as a trust. That is ridiculous.
That's insane.
So
Was there ever any evidence that they wanted to do it that way and were coerced into not, or
Which way?
in a trust?
He never set up.
he never set
No,
it up.
he
No.
just okay.
So he had one will that was like 10 years old, and then he had one will that was like a few years old, but it was right around when he was officially
Yeah,
diagnosed.
yeah.
So just like, well, then we need to go back to the really old one. It's like, well, no, he was still good to do it here.
I hear that's unfortunately common, especially amongst people who are rich, because if you start naming trustees, then they start ignoring you. They don't come over and change your language no more.
Because if you have a will and nobody knows what's in the will,
Well, no, it's the other way around. So I know I'm going to leave all my money to Jeff, but you're my other son. You stop calling me. So, does that make sense? Yeah. So, or sometimes he stops calling me.
Well, I mean, if you have that much going on, I certainly would have a third party be changing my diapers and stuff.
Well, hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah. They have professionals.
that much
for that.
money.
Yeah.
Not much money, yes.
It's okay.
But whether you come over for Christmas anymore,
Right. Yeah, exactly.
you send a birthday card and things like that.
Right. Yeah.
Or want to
They
listen
don't
to
call on
music.
your birthday anymore. Yeah.
You can do Christmas over Zoom. It's
You're out of my will then.
Thank you for making
Thank
it
you
clear.
for making it easy for me. I'm sorry you were too busy to come spend 2 days with your billionaire father.
well, okay. I mean,
He's like, oh, I'm out of the
Wait a
will.
minute, yeah, well,
I'm
nothing
thinking-
for you, buddy.
I'm picturing like worse scenarios. I'm like, you live in town. Like,
Yeah, but I gotta go on 25.
It's all the way over. 225's under construction. It's terrible.
You know the traffic on
on
Christmas.
Christmas Day is
I don't know.
unbearable.
I didn't update my Easy Pass. I don't know if it works anymore. It's supposed to snow tomorrow.
You're coming today.
I don't want to
Well,
get stuck
you
there.
know.
Well, you know, it's
Colorado,
every day before
Colorado.
Christmas. I mean,
Yeah, he might not even remember if I showed up anyway. What's the point of going?
it's a good question. I don't know. That's I didn't know about that. I knew that there was
It
trouble
was
within the
years
Bowlen family.
It was a mess forever.
Yeah.
Because it didn't even they didn't let the Bowlen family run things. they had a separate committee that was running the Broncos until they could sort it. Like it was
just a totally like by committee, faithless. Probably doesn't even like the sport.
Well, like one of the guys that was like his job. He got promoted to it, and if he like said, "Okay, yeah, the Bowlens take over," he just loses his job. So it's like,
Oh, the trustee.
Yeah. So he's like, they're like, well, he's not being this in good faith because he gets fired if he.
So usually when you have a trustee like that, they get a set slice of it, and then if it gets dished out, then they get paid out their slice. So so it's not like, oh yeah, let's keep this in the air forever. So you guys have to send me checks.
Right.
I mean, that guy's only entitled to.
Well, that's how they put it out,
man. But that's fucking Denver media. Every single day I was hearing about like this goddamn like fucking civil war that was going on, between like Cherry Creek and Thornton or wherever that guy was from. So yeah,
because some of the kids were like drug users.
Oh yeah, dude, these kids are fucked up. Yeah, the one lawyer kid was the one who's like, yeah, you're the youngest. You're probably the one who, has enough.
You're the only one who's
yeah.
It was a disaster. So some of them were like, I need money. Give me my money.
Give me money.
Right.
So yeah,
like today.
No, it's funny because the way that you're describing this is it sounds very like feudal-esque, right? Where and you got people it's like, but I don't want to be the king. I just want a slice of the treasury to put it up my nose. And
that's exactly
100%.
And then you have like the youngest one. It's like, but I am the daughter, and they will not allow a woman to.
He was a daughter.
We gotta change our religion. Found my own football team. Thank you.
They don't teach much jousting at lawyer school, but I have other skills.
Right, yeah. I'm going to 12 in stewardship.
I'm kind of surprised at some point John Elway didn't just be like, no, we had a chat. He left the team to me. I'm Mr. Bronco, so
oh my god. Like even like Elway, like pick somebody else that like because that's almost too obvious. You're just kind of like, no, actually, I left it all to Mark Jackson. That'd
be hilarious.
Teal?
Left it all to Tim Tebow.
Oh, God. No. Oh, God, I'd have to get a different team.
That would get you
up. Man. Oh, dude, I can't even imagine. Maybe if he's a minority, but if he was the lead, God. Oh,
rename our team to the Kingdom of Heaven.
Oh, I don't even know if I'd have to move then.
You'd leave the state?
Yeah, exactly.
I cheer for the home team.
It's all right. Texas ain't that far away, man.
I can't deal with 120-degree summers.
Oh, sorry.
Even if it's AC.
Actually, that's a good question. So,
where would I go?
Yes. I presume that you're also not in love with humidity.
Yeah, no, not really.
So, what's another relatively dry Arizona?
120 degrees. 130 degrees. I don't know.
Hot, but it's not humid.
No, can't do that. I have no idea. I've not put any thought into
what about, okay, well, that would be to say that you don't have to abandon the Nuggets as a result of this. So you could just be like a basketball hockey guy.
I can't give
Well, you could switch over to NCAA. Come on, man.
You could.
Yeah.
You could be a college
guy.
Yeah.
Then you could root for multiple teams depending on where your guys go. So,
right.
Yeah.
Right. I've seen that happen.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't happen, so I'm good. I don't have to.
Think of it. This nightmare's over. Right. 1, 2, 3, wake up, Dad.
I have honestly no idea what others.
No, you're right. The
Montana. Well, they don't have a team.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like Montana, Idaho, North Dakota, South Dakota. These all places on that team. Utah. No, nothing like that.
Yeah, no.
Las Vegas.
Go to Vegas.
I'll go broke.
Oh, that's true.
Yes, but
that does not speak to my.
It is hot, but not humid, but not quite as hot as Texas.
Oh, no, I can't. I can't live in a state that is casino based. It is not the winning
It's
formula.
not an
for me.
oil state.
It's
It's not a cotton state. It's not just kind of. It's not based on lobsters. Yeah.
no, you're absolutely. He's right. I can't.
I
fault you for
have
this.
the ability to shut it down,
Right.
but if I'm living there, I don't know.
No.
Or maybe I would get sick of it. I don't know.
Well, you might, but Will, that's the same thing as like it's like getting your mail at a brewery.
But you can't be a
It's like
Raider
I can't.
fan.
Yeah. See, yeah. He's right too.
Yeah.
Can't be a Raider fan. So
Well, I was going off weather, but so. Well, what about Missouri?
a Chief fan? No.
You could be a Ram. Oh no, they're going. That's right.
Who?
Never.
St. Louis.
Tennessee Titans aren't too far away.
They could
You could
work.
be Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could do Tennessee. You could go down to Atlanta and be Georgia. So be a Falcons fan. So
I do like the Falcons.
Yeah, there you go.
But every street is named. What's the cherry blossom? No.
George Floyd.
No, peach. Like it's peach.
Oh.
Every
You're
every
right,
single
yeah.
street is a peach something. Peach tree, peach lane, peach cobbler, peach this, peach.
Bro, the most uninspired names I've ever seen are in New Jersey. I was looking at, and again, this is a very like
this street, that street.
I'm not talking about street. I'm talking about
That street over there.
let me ask you. What
Near street, not as near street, far street, further streets.
Okay, so I'm going to give you some city names, okay? And you tell me why you think they named them that. Why do you think the city of Woodbridge is called Woodbridge?
Gee, Jeff, I don't know.
They had a Woodbridge.
Why do you think the city of Middletown is called Middletown? These are all like fucking.
What do you think? Where do you think Atlantic City is? What ocean is it on, Jeff? I don't know.
These are all like civ names when you can't think of like oh well actually no, this is what do I do here? This would be Cottontown, and this would be
Right.
like
Oh, the Prince lives here. This is Princetown. Yeah.
right.
And then they have Hoboken, which is like what? Why?
What's Trent?
Yeah, well, it was there before they started naming shit. So yeah.
See, I don't know about Trent. I don't know that it sounds like somebody's name. It said Trent would
Trent
obviously
lives
be.
here.
Honestly, yeah, that sounds. Honestly, that's a shorten for like Trent, which it is, which would be from the UK. If you look at how many places, I mean, York and all these other things, these are all places
True.
I mean, again, like Lane Civ is like, well, this is York. It's like
New York.
it's like New York. It's like New York.
So,
There's Jersey,
South
York.
York.
This is New Jersey,
Yeah.
right?
This is South New York.
Now we continue that. We're like, so we have a New Mexico now.
We didn't have a Mexico.
Yeah, but we already started that because we got New Hampshire way before that.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So like North and South Carolina.
But where's Hampshire?
In the UK.
It's in the UK.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is all
Gotcha. New York.
straight up.
Yeah.
So Jersey's in the UK?
Yep.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yep. Like pretty much anything out there on that side that's new.
Well, it's all.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But then you have that New Mexico. It's like, oh, okay.
Other than the fact that it's older than the rest of the fucking country. Yeah.
Like, I don't think you guys have the nuts to call it Good Mexico.
She just called it North Mexico.
See, that's good. That's actually that's like respectful.
Logical.
Right. That's respectful. Yeah, I do kind of like that.
It would be great if they named like North Carolina and it was south of South Carolina.
They got that one right because the map only goes in one direction.
That would just be hilarious. They're like, "What? You sure about this?"
Hey, dude, at least nobody ever went with like first and second Dakota.
You have a good one and a bad one.
That's what it is.
Or like from Invincible. I'm the clone.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That would be kind of cool.
Did you spend any time in South Dakota?
No.
All right. Oh.
Like working there or just even driving through?
Either or, yeah.
I stayed in
I always stayed in River City.
I didn't stay in River. I stayed in
River City is gorgeous.
somewhere. I can't remember.
That would be a place worth living, for certain. Yeah.
Well, I guess I haven't been to South Dakota, but they don't have a team. It'd have
No,
to be
and
like
they
a
never will.
They have
Viking.
0
And
teams. They have
they
none
never will.
teams.
They got
North
nothing.
Dakota, they're usually either Bronco fans or Viking fans.
Right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I guess the Vikings aren't terrible, but they just don't win.
You know what? Actually, some North Dakota people like Canadian stuff.
Well, yeah, they're hockey people.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like,
Yeah, but it's not the same.
But it's not American hockey.
Yeah.
it's hockey.
Now,
They suck.
as we discussed with Mexico and Good Mexico,
So
Canadian.
Canada would be like North America, or we just have to call it Bad America. Second America. There we go.
No, see, that's the thing. It's true because you'd have to have a base when you call it America, and then like Better America, and then Best America is obviously the one in the center.
I think you're overthinking this.
I think
It's
I'm
just better
underthinking
knowing
this,
it.
yeah.
It's Canadian.
I don't think we need to rename all this stuff just for the purpose of insulting other locations. Yeah.
No, we
Did the
kind of.
Canadians do anything stupid this week?
I have
Or-
not been
I-
paying
I
attention,
didn't pay
man.
attention.
No, actually, well, it depends on what you mean stupid. So I know that there were threats that were rescinded.
About tariffs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I heard about
What do you actually buy from Canada?
Next to nothing.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Next to nothing. The only thing that what Canada exports is energy.
it.
Well,
And so-
yeah, but it's like shale oil. Isn't that the really thick, gooey stuff?
They do
well,
fine.
no. I mean, it depends.
It costs more for production, but they'll get it to the good.
There's Brent and WTI, and
Yeah,
those,
but that's not Canadian stuff.
well, it all breaks down into those
Oh, okay.
too. But no, it wasn't just that. It's that the actual electricity is being exported to
Oh, I
those
got it.
northern cities, and that's what they backed up from.
Oh, okay.
They said, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, for the 10 people that live on the border. Yeah.
No, there's yeah.
It's the big cities that they,
Like what?
New York and stuff like that.
Oh, really? Oh, I
I'm
didn't
pretty
know
sure, right?
There's I think Detroit was one of them.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's it's
that. Oh, well,
basically,
that one is right across the river.
Yeah.
So,
it's basically the handful is like 5-6 big cities
Yeah.
that are right
I
there.
was
on the
thinking it was
border.
like Montana. So.
I think Montana's good on
I don't think they
energy.
use much.
Yeah. It's like we don't have a lot, but we don't use a lot either.
And
Yeah.
those that are there are the ones that are preparing for doomsday, so they have their own.
Oh, they're hoping for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they got their own generators that are generating
Right.
their own.
Well, I knew
They like
genuine-
being off the
yeah,
grid.
I knew genuine preppers. I worked with some.
So that's why Montana wouldn't be bad to live in. You just got your own space. But I actually like going to the stores.
I like people too much.
It's the McDonald's index. It really is.
Yeah, the fast food.
Yeah, I need at
options.
least 6 different options.
Yeah.
Bro, that's like the minimum of what I call like civilization, right?
That barely. That's
Six different
that
fast food.
6 different.
I don't know
fast
the
foods.
exact
You have
level.
to have at least 2 gas stations. The one on the left side, and the one on the right side. So I can get gas depending on which direction.
That's
I'm going.
true. That is good.
Yeah.
How many schools does your city need to have before you call it a city?
3.
3?
Yeah.
And we're not talking about just elementary, middle.
No,
and-
that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. But if my kids have to drive 50 miles to get to the nearest high school, that is not civilization.
If the only school is elementary through or kindergarten through 12
Do you consider it a city
If you have a
only
straight
have
up K-12
one?
school,
as your only option,
I don't know about that.
Say, for example, in Ellicott, they had 3 schools, but they were all in the same strip.
But they're separate buildings.
They were separate
Okay,
buildings.
all right, that qualifies. So
You would call it
okay,
a city
they're
then
good.
at that
Yeah,
point?
does it have 6 fast food options?
Out there,
Ellicott? No.
there's 1.
Then that's
Not
not
civilization.
And
yeah.
it's at a gas station.
Does it have a bank?
Oh, that
Does it have a bank?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No.
No. I don't
It
think
needs
they-
to have a bank. It needs to have its own DMV.
if
It
a
needs
McDonald's is in there, it hasn't been recognized as a real
it
city.
needs to have a post office. Yeah. So
McDonald's does the math.
Mickey D's does do the math. So
if they don't have McDonald's or Subway, one of the
everything
two.
has a Subway.
Yeah.
So
They don't have a Subway. They have a Fuel Bees.
Yeah, not
not a civilization.
when you have made up stores of your food.
Wait a minute. I do believe that gas station was also the courthouse and
Right, yeah. It's also the sheriff's department.
The judge is like,
Exactly. It's like here you gotta wait for it. Wait till it says accept.
I think that was their post office there too. I think that was their they had
Man, it's been so long since I've been out there. I don't even know.
don't go. It sucks.
There's no reason to go out there, man. I mean, that the road doesn't go anywhere where I need to go. So
No, the question is, when would you need to go past Dump Hill?
never.
Right.
So I mean, Shriver's out there, but I don't work there. So
Right.
yeah.
Right. And is there anything on Shriver that you'd want to see or use that
Missile command, sure.
you think since the last time you've been?
Oh, Ellicott, maybe.
It's
I mean,
possible.
we spread.
Yeah, but
There are a lot of houses east of Powers now. I mean, a lot. So out past the airport, even down there on the east side of Peterson, there are a shitload of houses out there.
well, actually, that's an interesting point because in theory, right, depending on, I could see bougie families moving out there and really starting to change the atmosphere of that place.
You buy the land, it was cheap, and you build a nice house, and now you just commute that little bit. Although your kids would go to that school.
That's
and
correct.
usually bougie people don't.
They pick the school before they pick the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Well, in theory, what they could do is start bougieing up that school.
Unless they're older people that
oh yeah,
that don't have kids anymore and they don't care, then they can.
they just want animals.
Animals.
That's fine. That's yeah.
So who knows? Maybe there's a fast food.
In their future, if there were bougie people out there, what would you build? A California pizza?
In California, do they just call it Pizza Kitchen?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like New York pizza. It's just pizza. Come on, man.
You don't put New York pizza on the New York pizza place
It's
in New
called
York.
Tony's Pizza, not
Right.
Tony's New York Pizza.
It's embarrassing that I have to tell you this. Where are you from? Oklahoma?
Right.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point because we don't really. Do we even really have any like Colorado named like specialties? Like this is Colorado
Rocky
style.
Mountain oysters.
The Rocky Mountain oysters.
That's a significantly large region.
Yeah,
It's specifically Colorado.
It's pretty Denver.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's Colorado.
Have you ever had them?
No.
No, me neither. Yeah.
I've been in a place where they're served.
I have too. Yeah.
But I'm also not curious, so.
Dude, I'll eat just about anything. I'm like,
do.
I'm not fucking eating this. No, man, because there does come to a point where when you get to, so again, this is another recent thing where they were talking about. Yes, this is the New York Times. Actually, I think it was today. Basically, put out a pretty big this likely, COVID likely came from this lab, this gain of function research. Basically, all
the New
this.
York Times said that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I must have had some turnover over there. Or was it the opinion page? Wait a minute.
They are not opinion based, but then again, that's also kind of an odd opinion from the New York Times. But basically, it was a lot of. They called out all of the names that deserve to be in this,
Like who?
like Peter Balzac.
Oh yeah, and probably Fauci.
Yep.
But
So
those are the only two that I can think of. Are there other hitmen on the list or hitties on the list?
here's the thing: they're all names that. Okay, they're all names that I remember, but I couldn't pull off the thing. So like when you say like, who are the rest of the guys in Al Capone's game? It's like I've seen this, but I don't remember the names right offhand. But to go back to that here to the Rocky Mountain oysters thing. So like when you go back to the original part of this, when they were trying to isolate the cause, and they were talking about all the shit that people would eat, And in the same way that I go with these testicles, I'm like, when they're
Oh, you mean in the Chinese market?
yes,
Yeah.
and there was just so many times I'm like, in a world where you could eat anything, why would you eat that?
Yeah, I don't.
Do
Yeah,
you remember those stories where they're like, and this is the bats and all sorts of other
pangolins
and
yeah.
pangolins, all this other shit where they're like they eat this. The same thing goes like you can throw that part of the fucking buffalo away. It's fine. There's so many parts that are good. Not this.
I agree, but the novelty of it obviously is
I didn't
enough
think
to.
Rocky Mountain oysters were buffalo balls.
Like cow,
I thought they were sheep. So
sheep,
I thought that was the whole thing, Rocky Mountain sheep kind of thing. So,
like bighorn sheep.
I
well,
thought they were cow.
you might be
I
right.
thought
They
they
might
were
be
buffalo,
cow.
man.
I thought they were cow, but
No, they go back further than buffalo, man. Remember, buffalo didn't exist around here for like 50 fucking years. So,
Buffalo aren't indigenous to Colorado at all.
right, and then we wiped them all out and then had to bring them back. So, there's no such thing as wild buffalo in Colorado, man. They live on ranches, yeah.
That's
We got the manifest destiny achievement.
we did, but
I think they're only homing, man.
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
Pretty sure.
The only natural herds left were on Yellowstone, and that's it. So
we're
we did grind them down to that.
well, no. Am I wrong in thinking that buffalo never existed on this?
They totally did. Yeah.
Okay, so they did at some point,
Yeah.
right? So the CU buffaloes are not naming them after another area.
No.
Okay.
No, but by the time Rocky Mountain oysters were made, they
Oh,
were
yeah,
gone.
yeah,
They were
but-
gone.
But when you say like indigenous, I'm like they had to have been.
I
here
don't
at some
think there's
point.
enough buffalo for them to take that many testicles and have them still go.
Oh yeah, sure.
So I think
Dude,
it's
there's
gotta-
huge buffalo ranches. There's huge. They're like cattle ranches almost. So that's why you can go over to Whole Foods over here and buy buffalo steaks.
Mm.
So it's fine.
maybe.
Yeah, they're fine. They're very easy to raise too. So
Wow.
Yeah, because and on top of that too, it's for the average person that wants buffalo meat. I would argue that 5% want the testicles. So like they're not.
that's a little high, I think.
I think it's the
One-
novelty.
I think it's the novelty.
You come out,
Yeah.
you come to Colorado, you get yourself that. I don't know how many people go there on every Saturday to get there.
Dude, all right. What this reminds me of is I was reminded. I recently watched Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. That
Okay.
movie sucks, and I'm going to tell you what it's exactly what you're talking about here with the testicles.
Sneak surprise.
Here's the thing:
Yeah.
half that movie is just them being shocked at eating weird shit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
That movie sucks.
Or that guy pulls that dude's heart out. And everybody's like, "Oh my god, these people are savages."
Like the heart pulling is kind of rad,
well, but that's kind of it's like shock factor. Oh,
but
you
it's
know? And he's still alive. How's that happening?
look. I was at the right age when I saw that. That scared the ever living shit.
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
do remember
this
that.
is terrifying.
Come here, hot.
that- But I mean, that's the thing is you needed like 70% more heart pulling and like 90% less fucking like screaming and like
and eyeball soup.
an eyeball soup and
Oh yeah, and all the bugs. All the
That's
bugs.
bugs. That's the other
Bugs.
stuff I'm talking
Is the
about.
floor moving? Yeah.
Is the floor
Yeah.
moving? The monkey heads and all this other stuff. I'm like,
Chilled monkey brains. That's
like
right.
this movie is just
I remember
people.
all of
Yeah,
this.
this is all people just eating gross things. This is like the bad seasons of Fear Factor.
It was Fear Factor before it was a thing.
Yeah.
Well, that would be what I would lose on 100%.
I wouldn't even apply to be on that.
No.
film. Yeah.
All the stuff
No.
looks kind of fun to try, but
They're going to make you do the other things.
you can't ask. It's like, can I not eat a bug?
Yeah. Can I just do the water sport ones? You know.
Right.
So,
I'll jump off something high.
right. Yeah.
I swear to God, it freaks me out. But yeah, I don't.
I'm pretty sure you're not going to let me die on the show. So
They're going to make you eat horse penis though, or something. Yeah.
Right.
yeah. I got no fun. Yeah.
You can't even talk your way out of it. It's just gonna like, we're gonna make you eat this praying mantis alive. I'm like, isn't it like a $50 fine every time you kill one of those? I don't want to go to jail.
We got a waiver.
Right.
Have at it.
Actually, we've been.
These were grown in a
waiting.
mantis farm.
Yeah. These are raised mantises. Yeah, they're for culling.
These are cooking mantises.
These are cooking mantises. Yeah, they're roasting duck. Cooking mantises.
All the ones missing a leg are up for grabs.
Well, mantises are they're such cool
They do
creatures
look
too.
cool.
They're just
I think they're freaky, man.
well, they are.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's it. But they're not. They're helpful.
They
That's the
are,
thing.
man, but they are aggressive. So
Yes, to things that we don't like.
no, they'll come after you too. So they'll fly right at you.
I've seen 3 in real
I've seen a bunch of them here, man.
I've only seen one.
Yeah. So.
Like what they want to do is chop up like fucking murder hornets. That's
Yeah. So apparently, murder hornets aren't a thing anymore. So did you
how
see
did that
that?
happen?
I guess they got.
What's the postscript on this?
Okay, so don't listen to bug doctors or whatever. What do they call us? Ichthyologists, or is that fish?
That is
That's
fish.
fish. Yes.
It's close to that then.
I don't remember. I should know.
Is it?
I'm not gonna remember.
So, but apparently they showed up in your mom's neighborhood like 5-6 years ago. I think we might have even talked about them when they were like,
Did.
coming out real bad and stuff like that. But apparently there's like some natural immunities that they do not possess, and they're subject to those things here in the United States.
Oh,
And so they really didn't expand that much, and eventually their hives are just infested with parasites. So it was like fucking Twitter. You assholes.
all right. So what you have to remember is okay. So when you think about the murder hornet scourge, right? When
Right.
you think about when Twitter, like classic Twitter and CBS News and all these guys, they showed you these pictures of these off-colored hornets, and they're showing you like, and these are their stingers. They're like an inch long,
Right.
and they have this intestine pulling hook at the end, right? Where if they get
It's
you,
gonna gut you like
they're
a
gonna.
fish.
And they're showing these pictures of this. And what happened was, like 2 weeks later, COVID happened.
Yeah.
So the murder hornets were completely
Oh, yeah.
forgotten.
Completely forgotten.
And the thing is, if the murder hornet scourge were real, we'd all be dead.
Well, we talked about murder hornets after because we started the show after COVID.
Correct.
Yeah, so it was still on somebody's radar.
Actually, no, we did not start it after COVID.
During COVID.
We started it because we're on record
Yeah.
predicting COVID.
No, we did not start the show before COVID got really bad.
No. That's the thing,
Yeah.
is we were predicting the outcomes of COVID.
I think
right?
we did do that.
No, that's
100%.
absolutely true. Yes.
Okay.
Because that is where I have that on you, because you're like, stop worrying. It's not.
You had that way before we did the show. You
Yes.
had that way before on me way before we did the show.
But we discussed it on the show. I can tell you that.
Oh no, I know we did that, but so that was
I'm never right. That's
no,
what I'm
you
saying.
were
I
right,
was,
but that was early spring of 2020, which is about 2.5 years before we start the show. So
Really? Well, yeah. I guess
Yeah.
probably.
so, or maybe a year, at least a good year and a half, because we started it, I believe, in the fall. So
we'll just take whatever we have here. It's just 310.
divided by 2,
Right.
it's 150 weeks.
Right.
So it's 2025, 3 years. Okay, so yeah, 2022. Yeah. So, and COVID was spring of 2020.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. I thought we were doing shows then. Huh.
No, we were here when they invaded the Ukraine.
That's true.
We were
And
here
again,
for
you have my very off prediction of like, it'll be over this weekend.
that. Yeah, I was thinking it'd be like a few weeks. So I wasn't much better on that one.
I think you had the brains to say like, oh no. I remember.
Were you
Yeah.
saying Russia was going to crush them and it was going to be done in a week because of that?
If I remember correctly, no. If I recall, I thought the whole point of me saying that it was over was because they didn't. Because the Blitzkrieg failed.
Oh.
Yeah, because they had like a convoy that was stuck without gas.
It was
like 3 days.
because the whole thing, if I recall, was that they had to get it done before winter really kicked in.
Yeah, but they launched it in February, so winter was already. Yeah,
Yeah, but those seasons aren't the exact same for.
right. No, I think the whole idea was to grab the guy and Kyiv, and they didn't do that within a couple days.
Correct.
So then it was like, oh, you guys are fucked.
So
Yeah,
you're in for it now.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And I remember as it was prolonging, because it was getting into the muddy months, that they're like, oh
Right,
shit,
yeah.
this is where everything's
yeah,
going to
yeah,
slow down
that's like
and
April
crawl.
and stuff. Yeah,
They're like, all right, well, this is done now.
it's about to do that again here. So
But they're on a ceasefire right now, right?
no,
No?
It has been agreed upon by one side.
Oh.
the other side keeps returning phone calls. Sorry, I missed you. So I'll be back tomorrow. I'll try again. Yeah. No, don't call me. I changed my number.
Bitch, I'm in front of your house. I can see you. Like that curtain just keeps moving back and forth.
That's
I
my
can see
cat.
the stupid
That's my
face.
cat. Yeah.
Holy Culkin.
I'm not home right now.
Right. Yeah, that
roll around on the train set.
the what is it? Was it the stand of Michael Jordan?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, I can't believe I thought of Home Alone.
Well, I watched it just a few years ago.
It's been 20 plus years.
I will say this: it is like it's heartwarming to watch now.
I saw that in the theater with John. So
Wow.
yeah,
We saw it with Mark.
yeah,
Did we?
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah. John's mom took me to that.
I liked it so much that I bought the home novel,
Oh,
Wow.
the paperback. Yes,
Nice.
it's not a compelling read.
he plummeted down the
Do you
stairs.
still have it?
It's right over there.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
geez.
Wow.
To see that part doesn't surprise me.
Just, I don't want to keep it.
You said that about
It's-
those
it's
DVDs in your garage.
Yeah, when I look, they're ready to ship out.
Well, whenever you get the deposited trash bin.
Yep. Either that or when
I need one.
it's either that
It's
or
time.
I need to get like Holloway dudes because I have like monitors to get rid of.
Holloway dudes are great.
They won't take
So-
those, will they?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
yep,
do they?
because they dispose of them.
they know where to send them. So they'll
Okay.
take anything you point at.
Gotcha.
Now I have, and I'd prefer not to admit this, but I will anyway. I have done the put a monitor in a garbage bag and throw one away per week. They will get mad if they find out.
If they find out you've been doing that.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, I've never thrown a monitor away.
well, those are the ones that would explode.
The monitors?
Yeah, the tube ones.
Oh no. These
Oh.
are yeah,
Flat screens?
Yeah.
You can throw those out, can't you?
I think it's just electronics like that. You're not supposed to. I don't think.
I thought it was just vacuum tube monitors you couldn't throw out.
It says monitors.
Oh,
The same thing was with like computers, technically, right?
Whoopsie.
It's just like no, it's all right. I got
know.
it. I do know that you're not supposed to throw away batteries.
You're well. It's
The
okay to
little
throw the
ones.
little ones away as long as you're not throwing away like 50 of them. And the same thing's true. You're not supposed to throw away car batteries.
Throw away a car battery.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
If they find that in there, they will get mad at you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Why
Okay,
did you
you're
have
not-
an extra car battery?
Yeah, that's
Because
good.
I bought a car battery.
Well, then why
Oh.
didn't you just take it to the place?
Because I bought it online.
Oh,
Oh.
You gotta remember, my car battery is a little bit
yeah,
different.
yours is different.
Oh, good point.
I mean, your car's not that uncommon though. You should be able to get it at AutoZone. So,
You can, but AutoZone wants these prices, and if you just
Yeah,
buy it online
okay,
as
yeah,
well. So
okay.
I just threw it in the trash. It was later on that I was like, "Oh, you're not supposed to throw
Yeah.
this out."
Yeah, I got yelled at for one thing. I threw away a few paint cans once. They were like, no. So
Paint cans,
if you-
no?
cans.
If you let it dry out completely.
I did not.
Yeah,
So-
if it's got
so
liquid
it's-
paint, then
Yes.
it's 100%.
Yeah.
Has to be taken to a different place.
It does?
100%.
Oh.
Or you just take the lid off and let it
And let it
solidify.
dry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It takes a few days.
It takes a while.
Yeah.
Depends how much paint is in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
it can take a while. I don't know exactly what the paint does, and
I don't know either. Yeah.
or if
It's
it,
probably not good for the ground. I don't know.
Mm.
well, it's gonna, like if you were allowed to have paint dry, then it's gonna.
God, it's
dry.
just
Or
occurred to me.
maybe
I haven't been out to Dump Hill in probably like 15 years, man.
Did you need anything?
Yeah, well, no, I went out there and threw away a bunch of yard trash once.
Oh,
Ever
okay.
since then,
Yeah,
I've been
yeah,
using those
yeah.
rollaway dumpsters.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time since I've been out there. So you used to go out there, they just weigh your truck.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they still do that. It's been a while, but yeah.
I can't believe I didn't blow all my tires out there a couple times when I went out there.
Yeah, that's
But
the thing. Huh?
Actually, for us in our bougie area, once or twice a year, there's a spot where it sets up, and you can bring in all your stuff to dump
Oh,
Is it stuff or just yard stuff?
stuff.
Just whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's kind of
And then they had Goodwill be there and all this kind of stuff, but Goodwill only lasts for like an hour.
That's
and then
pretty
they move.
bougie. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like twice a year that they're like, it's the dump off, and you can just bring in.
I actually should take a
furniture,
whole
all
bunch
sorts
of
of stuff.
I should take a whole bunch of shit over to Goodwill. So it's really not that far from my house.
But does the stuff that need to go there is it like heavy, like a couch or some shit?
I have none of those things. So I have a whole bunch of old toys and old clothes, and I know they actually use those things
Yeah.
again. So
Okay.
I'm pretty good about if it's garbage, it gets busted down and thrown in the trash.
When's the last time you got new furniture?
It's been a while. So we bought new couches like maybe 6 years ago.
That's not crazy.
No, but that's the last thing that we've bought in the last 20. So, but my house does not have that much furniture. So I do
You
not. No, and the stuff that
I
I
like
have,
it that way though.
yeah, no, I do too. And then the stuff that I do have is all like all my bedroom stuff. It's all antique furniture. I'd never get rid of it. And then same thing true with like the big heavy pieces that my daughter has. So yeah,
You know what I'm finding is that I'm finding that people generally buy furniture way more often than we think they do.
they
like,
totally do, man.
like I was surprised how often like that 3-4 years thing, like they replaced their shit.
It's
I'm
like cars,
Yeah. I'm like, are you crazy? I'm
No,
like,
I got a colleague. He's like that. I went over his house not too long ago. All his furniture was fucking different. And I'm like, man, you had nice furniture. It's like, yeah, but we got bored of it. So and I was like, what? Like furniture's fucking expensive. So,
it's not even like bored. It was like, I don't care if you're bored of it. Is it still good?
yeah.
Would it still support your weight? Then you can't throw it away.
Well, he doesn't throw it away. So
Oh, did he like eBay it or something?
no, I mean you can sell like he did his through American Furniture Warehouse. You sell your used furniture to them.
What?
Yes. So
Okay, I didn't-
yeah.
I didn't know you could do
Huh?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. They'll come take a look at it and they'll appraise it and they'll say, okay.
that. I had
When
no
did they
idea.
resell your?
I have
Used
no
furniture?
idea if
They
they, do
must
that.
have a different.
Yeah, then they may see they're
Sure.
oh, actually no, that wasn't an AFW. He did that with Furniture Row. Come to think of it. So
Okay.
They must have like a different store that sells.
Well,
Like
of
used
course,
stuff.
and then you have all these secondhand furniture stores that would probably buy that shit in auction. So yeah,
Oh,
I don't know.
right.
Man, furniture is kind of weird, man. My neighbor was actually doing like rehabbing furniture for a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in between his bottles of fucking Fireball. Yeah. So, but he actually made quite a bit of money off it. He'd go to the antique store and he'd buy something that's old and he'd bring it back in and just refinish it, and he'd usually sell it for a pretty decent markup.
Wow.
And he did all his shit on eBay. So, or actually, his was Facebook Marketplace. So,
Which I hear is great because it's actually local. It's and I hear eBay is like a pain in the ass. Like when it comes to so they do have that thing that when you buy something, it has that disclaimer of like all sales are final.
yeah, it does. Yeah.
I mean, granted, there are things where you can say like, "This is not what I bought, guys," and they will like back you up. But like if you buy, I remember when people were buying cars on eBay and stuff. Maybe they still do, but
yeah, they have. You can buy cars.
and I guess it's like really hard to like prove like if the car is actually a lemon and stuff like that. Where even if you come, it's like, well, they took a picture of this. Like the window doesn't roll down. They didn't specify this. I guess it's a pain in the ass.
I would never buy a car that
I don't
That
see
you
you
can
couldn't
get your
trace
hands on.
back to the buyer. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, I'd easily, if I was buying a $20,000 car, I wouldn't mind paying $2,000-$3,000 more, knowing that it came from a dealership where I can go fight them.
Well, I mean,
So
it's the only thing I'd buy new is a car. I think.
I don't think I'll ever buy a new.
I did my one. I'll probably buy 1 or 2 year old.
1 or 2 year old.
Yeah, I don't know. We bought one new car. It's a used car within 3 months.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's got your stuff in it, and it's like whatever.
If Baker didn't basically buy it for me.
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We bought one, so just because we got credit on another one. Because, my wife got in a wreck and her car got totaled.
Oh yeah,
So-
that was like 20 years ago, wasn't
No,
it?
it wasn't that long ago.
10?
Yeah, probably about 10. I'd say because my daughter was in the car with her. So,
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh okay.
and so,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I can remember.
but see that we had that other car paid off, and so we got a pretty decent check out of it.
Right.
So and ever since then, I haven't had a car payment in years.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah, no, and so I wouldn't buy a new car if it's meant that I had to have a car payment.
I probably will here in a couple of years.
Well, you've got 2 kids.
My
that are,
car to William.
Yeah, sneaking up on that driving age.
Yeah, I have not looked at what insurance costs for.
They ride yours until you're 25. Until they're 25.
It doesn't go crazy. No, it'll go.
No, not too bad.
Really?
Mm-mm.
I heard somebody say it went insane.
I don't know, man.
But
My
I
brother-in-law's
was
been
trying
going
to-
through it, and so he's like, he's an insurance dude. He's like, it's not that bad.
Huh, okay,
Yeah.
there's hope.
I hope he's right. Yeah, or maybe I don't know, he's an insurance dude. Maybe he'll go up too. I don't know.
I don't know. Did you ever serve in the military?
No.
Then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Oh wait, your dad did,
Yeah.
so you can get in there. But I always thought that was cheesy as fuck.
Oh, I know what's coming.
You know exactly what company I'm talking about. God, no serving Navy.
They're
God,
prices-
get no fucking discount on insurance.
Their prices were not
No,
cheap.
they were.
I have no idea, man.
It was because that's what I had when I was in college. Because that's
Oh yeah.
when we
Yeah.
got from mom and dad.
And we were told like this is
Yeah,
the best
this is
deal
the
you'll get. Yeah.
And then I shopped and I was like, "What?
Uh,
It is
We're talking
ridiculously
to the tune of
cheap."
like $200 less.
a month?
It was like this was way back when it was $400 for every 6 months cheaper.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't priced out car insurance in fucking ages, just because like everything's bundled with my homeowners,
Right.
and then on top of that, that's where I've got all my life insurance.
Oh.
And then the
right.
other thing that's we've got on there is there's one more thing that we have on there. I can't think of what it is.
Actually, you know what? Because you've talked about this. Does your place offer pet insurance to bundle with it? Because I know you were talking about
I
it.
don't know.
Some
Oh,
places
yeah, I
do.
still gotta get my pet insurance.
I was going to get that, but then I sat down and did the math on it. I have the cash, so
Oh.
yeah.
All right, tough guy.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
It's cool.
I have an emergency fund, and that would qualify. So,
I gotcha. Look, I guess I'm in that situation where if they say like, "Hey, this procedure is $30,000,"
it's not going to happen. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is I've been going to the vets for a long time, and I ask them, it's like, what kind of things is like, all right, so these are porcupine quills, these are dog-eat glass, these are things like, oh, okay, got it. Now, granted, this little piece of furniture at this point, she's unlikely to get into those kind of, troubles now. But she is like, she's at that age where like organ problems could be an issue or
Sure.
whatever, and and she may need surgery. So I don't ever want to be in that position to be like, I'd like to, but I can't afford it. I guess you'd better
Yeah.
Send her off to the
Yeah.
junkyard in the sky.
Yeah, I don't think that there's. I mean, so like if something happened, like the only time that I've been faced with a serious vet bill was when one of my cats had cancer.
Casey, right?
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
were like, "Well, you can do chemo, but it costs this," and it's like a thousandth of as expensive as like human chemo.
right?
So, but it's still not cheap, and it required a pre-surgery and then after chemo surgery, and so I think grand total was like 14 grand for all that stuff.
That ain't free.
That ain't free, but also I could tell my cat was dying.
Well, that
So,
was
you know.
Casey, like, she was already old at that point, right?
Yeah, she was like 14. So yeah, and
Yeah,
it was like, okay, yeah, she was a purebred cat. They don't live as long,
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
And so I was thinking about it. I was like, because I did price some of it out, and like it wasn't that inexpensive. It wasn't terrible though, but the other thing was like, I don't know. I mean, it did require a couple things that I don't do. So like, I don't vaccinate my cats for rabies. So that was based upon the recommendation of our old vet. So it's like if they're indoors and they don't get out, actually you're just introducing additional risk. And I was like, really?
That actually,
yeah. And it was like, okay. And I was like, so I don't do that. And so that was one of the things. Oh, are they vaccinated? No. And it was like, oh, hey, buddy. You could be one of those guys, huh?
Well, I mean, it's like with pets. I mean, like, get out of here with that shit.
Well, it's our website now.
No, I understand that, but yeah, if you're in that position to do that, that's cool. I just don't like being in that spot where I'm like, fuck, I don't want to have to make it just because of like financial.
Yeah,
things.
sure.
I'm like that's a shitty like. I just don't want to be in that spot. I don't want to like, oh god, like, oh, this is rough.
No, I totally got you. But like one of those things is eventually you start accumulating assets to the point in time where you can cover most things. So yeah, so like even like at my house, I have I have a HELOC that's worth a lot of money.
Oh,
that has
okay.
no balance on it.
Okay.
And so if it came down to it, and if I had to cough up like 50 grand for something, okay, I could make it happen. So
what do you need? Like
nothing. I don't need nothing. In order to get that?
No, I was just like thinking about you. I'm trying to think of the thing that like would pop up and you're like, I have to have this.
Like something I have to buy?
Yeah.
Nothing. I have thought about this many and long hours, and there's like literally nothing.
No giant trip you would want to do.
No.
Because I think you'd be fine. Like if like you have other methods where it's like, oh shit, well this person died. I have to be on this flight tomorrow. You can handle that, but I can't
totally
see you
handle that.
No
problem.
I can't see you just being like I've got to have this Corvette.
I have to buy a boat.
Right?
No.
I just can't see you, dude. That would be the weirdest. That'd be the weirdest personality turn.
Mm. No, I'm totally
like,
good, man.
I'd be like, oh my god, Pat found he's got like a tumor, and it's
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's just like I can't take it with me.
All the guns.
Yeah, that'd be wild. That would be such a drastic turn.
Yeah, the biggest thing I can think of would be like you had your plumbing.
Oh my!
Like
yeah.
Oh yeah, my sewer pipe erupted twice in 2 years.
Yeah.
So,
was that more or less than getting all your new windows?
Oh, less actually.
Less. Okay.
Yeah, I want to see all the new windows is about 20 grand, so they weren't that bad.
Wow, so, I had no idea how much they cost.
Oh, dude, I mean, you can go bananas on them. Go out there and get the fucking Anderson ones that cost like 8 times as much. They are stupid expensive.
Those are Andersons.
What? Yeah, you're going to be prepared for sticker shock when it comes time to replace
it. I won't.
Yeah.
They work. To be fair, that's fine windows.
Yeah, no, they're great. So, but they are those are literally about 4 times more expensive than just about any other type you can get. So, and I got like mid-grade ones. So, I mean, I'm usually big on the mid-grade stuff. So, but I was like, the cheap ones, yeah, no, they're just too flimsy. So the mid-grade ones are fine. And then, yeah, but it was about 20 grand to do almost all of my house except for my basement. And that I have two sliders. And those are expensive. Those are like the slider light is like $1,200. So yeah.
Wow. See that's the cost then. that would that would set me back and be just like, oh, well,
Just
I
wait
guess
for the next hailstorm, man.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then all you do is you pay your deductible and ta-da, you get new windows. That's why I'm waiting for my roof, man. I need a new roof, and I've had it priced out. They want like $25,000 for it. I'm like, how long is this one going to last? And they're like, till the next hailstorm. I was like, perfect.
This is why you have insurance.
I was like, that's awesome. So that's a $5,000 deductible. Got it.
That is true. And that being said, like this one, I don't know how many more hailstorms it had, but once a tree hits it, and they're like, look, we have to replace part of this anyway.
Yeah, you're going to do the whole thing.
Like, and I think at that point they just looked for reasons to be like, oh yeah, these are fucked up. It's like
Oh yeah,
these are I mean, you're probably like looking at them and they're like perfectly fine, but they're like, these are beyond it. Just, this all gotta go.
yeah.
Can we take care of this all at the same time? Like, can you? Why don't you write up something that I can show these guys?
Oh, and they won't give you any crap about it. That was the first claim you had in this house in what, 20 fucking years? So.
Well, the fence.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's considerably cheaper than a roof, though. So.
Dude, fencing's expensive.
It is now, yeah, because you can't find a guy who's willing to do it. So.
Well, the guy that was willing to do it, he was super nice. Yeah, in fact,
he's well paid.
Well, I'd say he was new.
Oh, really?
He was pretty new. He was like, do you mind if I take some pictures of this and show it on my website? I'm like, no, man.
Have at it.
It's fine if you don't mind showing off my yard.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's the fence people are going to be looking at. I was like, totally okay.
Totally cool.
And he came in there. He did it pretty quick. Just a very super nice fellow. It's like, on one day, it was kind of weird because he did have like an infant child in the back seat.
That is a little odd. I had a landscaper do that once, and I did not have her come back because of that. I was like, whoa.
Now, that being said, he was like finishing something up, so he was only there for like an hour. So I'm like, okay,
all right,
I got it. And I think he's like, and we're doing something after this. I'm like, all right, that is the kind of thing my dad would do if you were a fencer. It's like,
I suppose. Yeah.
Well, he's like, well, I'm going to finish this fence. It's only going to take an hour, and then we're going to go to Tickle's Fun Factory. Like, all right,
yeah,
all right.
If it still existed.
No, actually, they have different places for kids to have fun now, right?
They have the bounce house.
Bounce house is gone.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Bounce house is gone.
My daughter used to go there all the time.
COVID killed it.
COVID, yeah, that makes sense. It was covered in slime.
It was. Yeah. I do not think they wiped down.
You have to disinfect the kids.
Yeah. So yeah, the bounce house died. It did not come back. They got some cheesy places in the mall. They're okay. But...
I saw in the mall down here. Did you see this? The cornerstone shop in the mall, the Citadel Mall. Hooters is going out of business. Yes, so it is.
Do you know why?
Probably because it gets robbed on a regular basis. No,
nobody eats there anymore.
It's not it. All right, so this was fascinating. I didn't think about this, but technology has killed Hooters, and not the way that you think, because you're like, oh, you can look at girls on the internet, right?
Okay.
That was never the experience, right?
Right. Yeah.
So if you go to Hooters, right? I'm not saying it's just like bullet wounds and fucking, but it's like big fat broads, and the thing is.
I kind of knew you were going with it this direction.
Well, no. This is absolutely true. It's absolutely true. Is any girl that would be a good-looking Hooters girl is making 3 times as much on OnlyFans.
Well, the ones who are willing to go on OnlyFans, yeah, sure.
Well, that's the thing.
I mean, there's a lot of them that just, it's like, it's just Hooters. It's just a serving job where I wear less clothes. I don't have to take them all off.
You don't have to do that either.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's the thing. There's levels to this, and that's
plenty of other places.
Yeah, but I mean, and the other thing, OnlyFans is like
these places are all
Twin Peaks.
They're all falling off.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The quote unquote restaurant is.
It is.
It's all falling off because they can't retain talent. It's not worth it for them to do that because they can make that money and not have to serve food.
They finally don't have, they can't afford to fight off the lawsuits.
You know what? And that's
So, like, Hooters had a tradition of every couple of years getting sued
Correct.
on gender discrimination.
Yes.
Because you'd have some dude try and actually get a job there. Yeah.
Well, these are the ones at the forefront having at the middle of the fight of, are trans women actually women?
Oh yeah, and they were not going to actually like jump on that side of that fence, man. So.
And in some cases, they did hire these folks.
Oh, Hooters did?
Yes.
Oh, I never saw that.
In some cases.
I thought they got sued because they refused not to hire one at one point in time.
They absolutely have.
Okay.
But I mean, when it comes down to it, it's like, it's still your discretion to say like, hey, you know, it's like, thanks, we'll keep your resume on file and then we'll let you know. But I guess.
Well, yeah, especially since they classify them all as models. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of restaurants do that. Not even Hooters-based models, restaurants. So just normie restaurants do that.
Makes sense to me. I mean, if
come on, dude, it's complete skirting the law.
If the law lets you do it, I'm doing it.
Okay.
Well, listen, if I'm running that kind of place in the first place,
yeah,
I'm not really going to.
No, I'm talking places like Red Lobster do that. So
Red Lobster?
Fuck yeah,
models?
Yeah. Not actually listed as servers. So, and they're listed as like models, or there's a special term that they use for it that has to do with presentation or something like that. So this is how they hire their front desk girls. So,
the hostitutes.
The hostitutes, and sometimes they're servers as well. Sometimes they're bartenders.
Yeah.
So they're hired into different classifications. So, and then the restaurant industry is just fucked up, man. So
I'd agree.
It's fucked up.
It is.
If you want to find an area where people will like go over the local labor laws with a fine-tooth comb and try and just barely make it, always look at your restaurants first.
Right.
I mean, at least your massage partner was trying to do everything above board. So, you got to keep up appearances.
Yeah, that's true. So that's a good point. At least with those guys, they know that it's a problem, which is why they have like a secret handshake. Like, do this, leave your keys on the thing.
Right,
it's like, okay, if you have a secret code for it, you know it's not legal.
Right.
Because you could just order it off the menu.
Right.
It would be on the menu.
Right.
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 And in some places, it is on the menu because you live there. But if you live there,
right, that
it's okay.
Yeah.
In Las Vegas, it is not okay.
No, I know that.
In other parts, it is totally okay.
There's like 60 miles out of town.
Correct.
Yeah. No,
Correct.
I know. Yeah, I've seen the stories.
Yeah.
So
it still happens.
Just go to Thailand for a weekend. You're fine. So,
well,
then you don't have to worry about getting arrested or stabbed.
King out there.
Yeah, exactly. And they take credit cards.
They do. Yeah, it's fine. But then you're in Thailand, dude. It's
hey, man, why not?
Thailand has they have other problems.
Stuff that I see there looks really nice.
Some of it does, but there's a lot of.
I'm not going to the places that are surrounded by barbed wire, Jeff. Trust me, I have money. They will come to me.
That's true. They do have that. It's like the PK detector in Ghostbusters. They'll whip it out and it'll go do 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 do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
exactly. I have money.
Though I will say, of all the things that it doesn't sound like your wife would let you do, it's like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm going to Thailand.
I'm going to Thailand.
It's like, why do you have a knot of cash?
No, I just have like Apple Pay.
That I think she'd be like, you actually have a cash loaf and you're leaving the country for Thailand.
Yeah, I'll be back in a week.
Right. I feel like that would be the thing that she would forbid.
Very much so. Yes.
And I think I'd be on her side this time.
I wouldn't even try it. So,
well, you should, just to see what the reaction.
I'll just ask her if it's okay. Can I go to Thailand and get laid for a week by people that were not you? She's going to say no. And I'm going to be like,
You
okay,
don't
got
say it that way. You just say, "Hey,
I'm not trying to sell her something here.
Going to Thailand, and I don't yeah. Just.
I'm dude. I always say the quiet part out loud.
Because that's another thing. Is like, I don't think you're going to buy like bootleg watches or anything like
There's
that.
a great investment opportunity out there.
I'm going to buy land.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes. There's a bridge to buy. Yeah.
No, I would tell her what I was going for.
Oh.
Yes.
Swampland to buy.
If you're wealthy enough, I understand some cultures wouldn't even look down on you for doing that. It's just like that's the expectation of your relationship.
Totally.
Yeah.
So if I was Roman, that'd be true too. But I'm not.
Like current or past?
Past.
Oh.
Current Romans are fake. So, yeah. They run Twitter accounts that are full of bullshit. They're all fake.
Do they call themselves Romans?
Some of them do. Yeah.
Like, does that tie into the prestige that old Romans were?
Dude, I don't know. Jeff probably follows these accounts more closely than I do, but
Patrick, so the people right now, in theory, if you support the going theory is that there is a distinct connection between people who are into Roman history and white supremacy.
that one's been around for a little while.
I don't think that's necessarily new. And I'm going to tell you,
Yeah.
I think there is some crossover.
Yeah, I mean, except for the fact that the Romans weren't white, so
No, but the people who are fans of it,
they're definitely white.
yes.
Yeah, clearly white.
So, I will say that when it came to people I knew, like the people I knew that were into Roman history, were the type that at the beginning of a game of Madden always swapped out the black receivers for white receivers because, well, they're not as fast, but they have better hands.
Okay, this is part of the three-part cast.
Well, this is a true story, by the way.
That's
Who was guilty
terrible.
of that?
A former history teacher.
I know. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, that makes sense.
Because the argument was, it doesn't matter if they're going to take it to the house if they don't catch the ball.
They almost always catch the ball.
The white receivers?
No, every receiver.
Oh, you mean in the game?
Yeah.
Oh, no. There was a belief that the numbers were not necessarily the numbers.
Right, yeah, it was not advertised as that. So like Twitter accounts like that. So,
Right.
yeah. And then, man, I don't know what it is on Twitter lately. It keeps serving them up in my feed. So I've been off of it for a few days.
Have you?
I have. So
Okay.
I think it was on it on Friday. So I guess it's only been 2 days then. So
Look, don't get me wrong. It'll brain rot you. And
it'll totally brain rot you.
but not to the extent. Here's the thing: there's no social media format that won't brain rot you. Okay, they will do it. It's just how fast.
I don't know. LinkedIn is pretty harmless. So
I've been doing Instagram, and I don't think it's brain rot. Like I see things where they show me cool ways of like removing bolts and doing like electrical stuff. And
Well, the gram is mostly just pictures, right?
and they're short clips.
Yeah, the shorts, that kind of stuff. But it's not like most of the shorts aren't going to be like, here's how to burn down a Tesla dealership.
and those are all on TikTok.
See, the
Definitely.
fastest brain rot is from
It's
there.
definitely
That
on
is-
TikTok.
that is-
It is awash in that stuff right now. So I mean, you can't go like 3 swipes without seeing an Elon Musk Hitler salute.
Yeah, I don't think.
And then they repost on Twitter, which is
I know. Well, and that's the thing is that crap gets its so the hub of that nonsense is Reddit. It bleeds out into it becomes
Reddit should be deleted. I'm convinced of this now. So
Are you? Have you seen what they foster?
You know
on
what,
that
Jeff?
site?
I'm not the free speech absolutist that you are, and so I'm absolutely okay with deleting an entire section of the internet.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. Like,
I think humanity would be better off without it.
well, I
They
am pretty.
gotta go somewhere.
Huh?
They go somewhere.
They can scatter into the wind and land in little knots here and there. That's fine. The problem with Reddit is they're all in one spot.
But don't you want that so that you have a place to nuke when the time comes?
I don't know, man, because there's some crazy stuff that comes out of Reddit. It's just it's bananas. It's changing though, from what I heard. So
Well, that is because their stock price is cut in half.
is that? I didn't think Reddit's publicly traded.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They are publicly traded, and not that long, by the way.
Why would you invest in that?
So for a minute there, okay.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
All right. So picture this. Picture this. Okay, so imagine what I want to present to you is basically a high functioning Reddit. Okay, let's pretend that 200 of the biggest subs weren't moderated by 5 power hungry people.
Sure.
Okay? That are very politically motivated. Instead, you take this place that has subdivisions for like model trains and stuff, right?
That's where it starts, though, man.
But hold on. Let's again pretend that it's moderated well, okay?
Okay.
And that you have. And when I say well, the people in the trains like area, they say like when people start to say like trans rights or human rights, the mods actually say not the time and place. Trains.
Okay, like that. Yeah.
Out.
Keep
Right.
it on target, buddy.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you have this place that is actually well moderated, it's a brilliant place to advertise because if you do have specialized things, you go like, okay, the Scranton train people can actually advertise, boom, right here, targeted
Oh,
just for
yeah.
the people that need it, right?
Yeah.
So in some ways, it's perfect. However, when in Reddit you have just open calls for assassinations that don't get deleted, don't get modded, get 50,000 upvotes, right? 50,000 upvoted, like the exposure on this, like the whole thing. Like if you go to, I have made the mistake, it's actually kind of funny. You go to the Colorado Springs subreddit. Now here's the thing, is I can tell you what average Colorado Springs people are like, but you look at the shit that gets upvoted and downvoted here. In Colorado Springs, there are dorks in the Colorado Springs subreddit that are trying to do the, hey, watch out for ICE thing. Right?
Oh, yeah.
They're posting the little images of know your rights and all this other stuff. They're trying to warn people. I've seen people over here. These are the ones getting upvotes, right? In Colorado Springs, no, you have a select subgroup of degenerates on here, right? This is not even, this is what it comes down to is it's not even, it's like a 4% slice of what real life is like, right? Because they'll ban the shit out of people that don't support these views, right? But what you have is people that are performative, escalating these extremist thoughts. The problem here is that what they're finding is, are these jackoffs actually doing things because they're being forced into accelerationism on this platform because it's not being moderated?
I don't really buy that, but it's possible. I just don't.
But I don't think people are organically firebombing Cybertrucks.
That's possible.
That's completely illogical.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it depends on how crazy you are. So, I mean, lunacy is always a constant, not a variable. You know, maybe if Reddit gives them the idea, it doesn't mean they're not going to go do something else that's not crazy. So,
no, but basically, if you have a place that's sort of like egging you on.
Yeah, I know, but like the problem with that is always
specifically to do illegal things.
Yeah, but the problem with that has always been so it's the fire in the crowded theater kind of thing. So,
correct.
Which kind of isn't what people think it is, but whatever, it might as well be. You know, but the problem about that is, so 1 million people see the post and one of them actually goes and does that. Okay, all right. So is this causal? There's no way to prove that. So
unless the person specifically says, and even then,
well, even
that's
if he
up for
did
debate.
say it at that point in time, it'd still be a mitigating circumstance because you'd have 999,999 other people who didn't do that.
Absolutely.
So,
Look, there were people that hey, there were people that killed other people and said they were inspired by the TV show Dexter to do it.
yeah,
They didn't shut the show down.
No,
But the case here, that content is not allowed on Reddit. Period.
right.
It's a violation of their own TOS.
I don't think they care.
Well,
They obviously don't.
that's the weird thing is I don't know if they do. This is the
Sure, and this is why it needs to be deleted.
and that's, see, I'm not going to fight you on this because
Yeah, okay, we're good.
because ultimately, as far as I'm concerned, it will get deleted one day because it's cratering and all that's going to happen are these people are going to disappear into the discords.
Well, and most of them already have. So, if you actually take a look at social media usage amongst younger people, it is way the fuck down compared to what it was just 5 years ago.
Just overall.
Yeah. So, like, the kids do not use the social media. They use the gram a little bit. Okay. They'll run into Discord, some of them. Most of them are like, fuck that. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, they're going to discords of the things that they're actually doing.
Is YouTube social media?
YouTube is social
one, which is
media, and
weird.
YouTube is bananas big. So, I mean, there are it's like 1 billion fucking hours a day gets watched on YouTube. It's crazy.
I can believe
Yeah,
that.
I can totally believe it. So, but understand, like, YouTube's completely different. I mean, compared to a place like Reddit, YouTube is
Where you
fucking
can
hospital. it's
Well-
rubbed down daily.
So, this is the weird thing is that you can post stuff on YouTube
Yeah.
in two places.
All your comments and stuff.
Well, comments and stuff, and they actually like you can create a post. Like as a creator, you can create a post that is specifically designed for people to talk to. It's not a video. Right?
Oh, I create posts. They're
Yeah.
they're fine, but
I didn't even know
like
that.
the first thing about posts in there is they have extremely limited exposure.
You're
So yeah,
Right.
and then the second
Right.
thing is if you're doing anything that's even remotely like not kid friendly, it's fucking memory hold on YouTube.
Yes.
I mean, you have to be
Yes.
hooked into that community in order to actually see it. If it is actually labeled as kid friendly and it goes through the fucking planer that they use to determine that shit, then it actually gets exposure. So,
Right.
but if you're doing anything that's even remotely NSFW or politically, if it's anything politics related, it gets fucking just murdered by the algorithm. And that's because these advertisers are the ones who all determine what actually goes on. I mean, I had some guy break this all down, a little while ago, and he was doing multiple experiments with different types of videos. So, and the difference is like night and fucking day. So if you make something that's just plain Jane vanilla, here's how you make this steak, kind of thing, it's
Right.
going to get seen by millions of people.
Yep.
Okay. If you make something, well, let me tell you why Joe Biden should be in prison, you get seen by 5 people.
The only and here's the thing is that the people who do that and do NSFW content, right? They already have 500,000 to 1 million subscribers.
If you have the subscribers, yes. But even as like the China guys have been experimenting lately, even if you have subscribers, your shit does not automatically show up on their inbox. So, which blew my mind because that used to be like the whole point behind having subscribers.
Right.
Was because you were guaranteed not a view, but what's called an impression.
Right.
Out of
Right.
that because it would show up on their thing. Now, in those cases, if you go in there and if you hit notifications on,
Yes.
then you will still get it. Okay. But if you do not have that on, and if you're just subscribed, you will not get a notification that
It's insane.
Yeah. It's crazy. Well, and that's the whole thing is because all these dudes are playing the subscriber game, and YouTube's like, actually, that doesn't make any fucking money. Okay, because it's sending a whole bunch of people to your videos that nobody wants to advertise on.
Yep.
So fucking yeah, exactly.
Which means
You
those
just have
guys
to understand how mercenary YouTube is, and then it starts to make some sense. It is the most mercenary of all the platforms, man.
Well, and, dude, you're asking me about a business I absolutely would not want to run because not in a million years. Because number one, it's that you're constantly fighting against people for like, I'm going to go to war with all the ad block people today.
Yep.
This is going to be great.
This is going to be great.
You're going to do this. And on top of that, yeah, everything that you talked about the corporate side, when I would argue that if you ask like 7 out of 10 people, they would argue that YouTube is like a public good at this point.
It's almost like a utility.
Yes.
It's getting there.
Yes. Yeah.
So, you know,
it's like, is it a business? It's like, it is.
It can be, but like, you know, the few guys who absolutely make an absolute mint off YouTube are rare. They're few and far between now. Like,
they had a gimmick that worked at a specific time
correct.
and place.
Yep.
Nobody can duplicate it. There's no Mr. Beast Jr.
Nope. So, you know, and that's the whole thing about YouTube is like even Mr. Beast's audience turns over probably every 6 to 12 months. So because
is that it? Really?
Well, it's really fast, okay? Because
I wouldn't have expected that.
If you think about it, like I mean, you discover Mr. Beast, and you binge all his videos. Yeah, exactly. And then he's releasing them like every Tuesday, so you keep up with it for a little bit, but then you miss one, then you miss two, then you catch up on a couple, then you miss 5. You know, and now it's like, it's Mr. Beast. I'll catch him when I have a chance.
I've seen these.
Yeah, and exactly. And then eventually, like the thing about YouTube that's interesting in terms of content, if you put up content and if people engage with that content, 9 times out of 10, they'll binge it. Okay?
Yeah.
Just like people do with Netflix. And then they're done with you. And so even if you're doing regular updates and stuff like that, unless you have some kind of like evergreen thing, you know, where you're doing like baseball analysis every Friday. So, you know, and even that, man, is kind of one of those things where it's like, you know, I mean,
baseball season is only so long. You have
you got to find other stuff
that'll watch in the off season, but not that much.
Yeah, but the other thing is that even if you have something that's evergreen like that, you're going to have subscribers who cycle in and out at a regular basis.
That's true.
Because they're going to get bored of baseball, they're going to get bored of you, they're going to get bored of YouTube, or they're going to die. You know, which is a thing. So you know it is, and so you know because it's like everybody all over the world. And then the whole thing about YouTube is if you find one guy who's talking about something in one way, he's not the only guy who's doing that. And so it's not just content match, it's personality match. Do you have the face cam? Is your sound fucked up? Do you have a nice thumbnail? All that stuff. That's all really, you know, all legit and valid because it can translate into whether or not you get a sub, which can translate into whether or not you get more views down the road. And if you're not playing that whole game, and if you're not doing it professionally and in a space where you can actually make money by not creating, you know, by creating content that can actually be deemed as kid friendly. That's about the only chance that you have to make any money on YouTube.
Right.
The rest of it's just for fun. So it's kind of a public utility.
Which, if you think about it, so if you're going to break it down here to say, like, all right, so from YouTube's perspective, in that regard, like, when you have those people that are doing it basically for funsies, the other thing, of course, is any kind of outside sign up for the Patreon, whatever it is, like
Patreon, buy me a coffee, all that stuff,
right,
buy my merch.
Right,
know,
right.
Like, very few YouTubers can actually make money off advertising dollars. So you have to have something else. You have to, you know, like, oh, hey, you know, give me a super thanks, you know. Now.
Or, well, there's that. Or the other thing is, of course,
you're basically working for tips. So
they're working for tips. Or the other thing is that they do in-video advertising.
But I got to tell you, even that's starting to grate on me a little bit. And there are a couple shows that I have stopped watching because it's like, all right, new ad for Squarespace. You know, it's like, talk about today's sponsor, Manscaped, you know, and then like, now I'm like, yeah, motherfucker. Well, I can find someone who doesn't do this.
Well, on top of that too, is with the system as is, if a lot of people are just cycling past that, there's this little jump ahead button that goes right to the end of that.
Yeah.
And
you don't get the ad revenue if they hit that.
Okay, well well actually no, they do. Because they've already been paid by
YouTube gets it.
Well, no. If you're presenting something, Patrick,
I see,
and Helix Mattresses has scripted with you, you get paid either way, right? That's well,
YouTube's got to get a cut of that somehow.
No,
see, then they're going to kill that eventually.
But they can't.
Well, that's why they have the skip ahead button in there now. Well, because then if I'm an advertiser and I spend a lot of money on your ads, then I can go take a look at your video and see that 90% of your viewers are skipping over this ad. Why would I pay you more ad dollars?
Huh. But that's the thing.
So see, I bet you that's a YouTube thing.
That's probably a YouTube thing, but I mean, ultimately, the user, they did still get paid for that. I'm
just saying that's probably not the way that it's going to last very long if they get a skip ahead button now.
Well, it's not a skip ad button. It just says jump ahead.
That's skip ahead. Yeah.
Right. It doesn't say skip ad.
No, I got you.
And here's the thing, is it's not just for ads. You can skip ahead to the next sections. So a lot of those, like, it's not necessarily just the ad. There are things where people will do like a 3-minute preamble before getting to the fucking point.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can hit the button and it'll take, so it's not necessarily just ad.
But I'm like, so I can click on, like, even my videos that I do, I can do a summary on that with AI now. Okay, and it'll pick out, it'll make its own bookmarks within there. It's a matter of weeks, if not months, before YouTube will actually figure out those ads that are in text like that.
Oh, they already know
that it's not getting paid for, and it's going to find a way to delete them. So, because I'm telling you, man, Big Red gets paid. So Big Red gets paid first. That's their rule. Once you understand that rule, then you see what all the content creators are trying to do.
No, I understand that.
Yeah,
and again, it's up to them. If it's still working, that's great.
Yeah.
Or if they have alternate, places to get paid. I mean, frankly, I would be okay with it if YouTube just basically said, like, look, we're not going to pay creators. Get yourselves paid, right?
They might,
because ultimately, it's like you guys have your thumb on the scale of what's being created, right? And that is. That is the antithesis of what you want here, because ultimately that means that people are not being organic in what they're creating, and that's what you want to ultimately generate views.
Well, I think that's true to a point. I mean, but it's so fucking big, and it's like completely international.
It's an institution.
That you're always going to find that. So,
I heard it doesn't make money.
What, YouTube?
Yeah.
I don't know if it does. I have no idea how much it would actually probably cost a goddamn fortune to run their servers. I have no clue.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's part of Google. And so Google's got to find a way to derive revenue from it somehow. Otherwise, it would be part of Google. So,
there are tons of things in Google that don't make money.
Yeah, but they're subsidized by things that do. And so, maybe there's an interdependency in there that I'm not aware of or something like that. Who knows? I mean, they keep threatening to break up Google every couple of years, and then it goes nowhere. So, just like the last one.
Right.
They're like judges, like, nah, it's fine.
I don't even know how you do that. It's like, I don't know how you look at this and say, like, what parts can you break it into? Like, how is this like, you can't look at this and say, like, yeah, this is just like long distance phone calling. We're going to have like Midwest Google and fucking, California Google. Yeah. Pacific Google,
Hawaii Google.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how you jump in there and say, like, this is how we break that shit up.
I don't know either, man.
Because the only thing I heard was that they were trying to, like, split out, like, certain services and say, like, this.
Like the maps or something.
Yeah, God. And you know what? How fitting would Google Maps be if it wasn't integrated into Google?
It'd be awful. It'd be useless.
Yeah.
Just using your phone tracking data to figure out, like, algorithmically where everybody's at any given point in time. So
that would suck.
Yeah, it would suck. Yeah. I'm not switching to Bing Maps. Fuck you.
Nobody is. I would
see. That's just.
I would use Netscape Maps before fucking. I would use Ask Jeeves Maps before.
Yeah. Oh, come on, man. So that thing's an antique. You can't break it. Yeah, I don't know, man. They were trying to get Amazon into the chopping block too, to try to get the web services away from the retail. I don't think that's actually possible to do. So, because the retail would be so dependent upon the web services.
Well, don't they all like fund each other? Like, my understanding is no Amazon original programming makes any money.
Not really, no.
It is all basically funded at a loss from the web service and the what do you call it? Delivery service, right?
The retail.
Yeah. Retail is all like spent on that, because none of that shit generates any revenue for the company. It's all just trying to make it bigger.
Well, it's all to support those other two services.
Right. And it turns out that like Rings of Power sucks. It's lost like a ton of money.
Jeff Bezos is not so involved in that shit now, so I'm going to be surprised if they actually still own that within a couple of years.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
No, he's just like when they ask him questions, he's like, "No, I'm hanging out with my weird fish-lipped wife."
It's girlfriend still.
Oh, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he made an honest woman out of that.
No.
Out of that sea creature.
He's definitely got the Joker smile going on.
Weird looking. It's.
Now,
I'm
is
not
that
lying, man.
Is
She's
that
weird looking.
modified or is that? Oh yeah, I'm not sure.
Hate factory.
It might be, dude. I have no idea. So apparently she was on the LA TV for years and years and years. So you can go figure this out if you're really curious. But I just have not gotten to that point yet.
So you think they'll get rid of Prime Video?
No,
I don't think they will, unless like if they broke it up and said like, well, Prime Video's got to be its own thing. I think they'd shutter it because they're like, we can't make any profit off this. Nobody cares.
Dude, all content-based profit is going through the fucking floor. So,
Netflix is still making money somehow.
you can only have one.
Okay, so there are probably dudes that I imagine that the dudes at like Paramount Plus have a sheen of perma sweat going on. Like we could be shut down any day.
Right? Yeah.
Even the place that seemed like it would be a no-brainer, Disney Plus. No, you guys aren't invincible.
It's getting parted out, man. Yeah. So I mean, even Disney can't compete in that anymore. Netflix is just they always punch. No matter what they try and do, they'll try something new.
Well, no,
they're going to be getting football games.
See,
NFL.
that's exactly what they're thinking. It's like, all right, where are our viewers? So what do we need to pay in order to get eyeballs? It's like, well, here we go. The NFL is way bigger than it was 10 years ago.
As long as their servers don't fry, like they did with the Jake Paul Titan.
Oh yeah, they
usually watch that.
Did you watch all the way through, or did yours freeze and buffer? And
some people's did.
Mine was busted.
Well, it ran okay because I wasn't watching it on Netflix.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yes, my Netflix was busted.
So evidently, I got a way better experience than people that paid for it.
There was no experience.
Yeah,
it was so bad. Like, soon as the Jake Paul Tyson fight came up, like, even the fight before, it was busted.
I think that kind of dealt a nasty blow to boxing in general.
Well, the funny thing is, I watched the analysis afterwards, and I remember the first few rounds. I guess you all didn't see it, but that was a fake fight.
Oh, well,
it was fake
because Jake Paul could have killed him.
Well, actually, Tyson was going to kill him in the first couple of rounds.
No. I saw enough. No, not even close.
I don't even know enough about fighting to be able to call him.
He lets off the gas by like 75% after coming hard and like he was going to put him down in round 2.
No.
Watch it again, man.
I did watch it.
I did too.
No.
I actually saw it live.
Yeah, there's no.
Because
I watched it. It was no. Tyson had no shot.
Dude, he was gonna kill him in the beginning. There was an order to like step it back.
No,
absolutely there was.
No, he's an old man.
He is pretty old.
He is pretty old.
And Jake Paul had like a foot on him.
Dude, Tyson was always shorter.
Oh, okay.
Tyson was always shorter than the guys he fought.
Yeah, this is 20 years after he fought.
I know what you're saying. And I'm telling you.
No, I watched not a chance. I totally disagree.
Okay, no, that's fine.
I totally think Jake Paul held back.
I didn't even see
the fight, whole way because he could have killed him.
I'm telling. Well, so either way, I'm just going to put it to you: fake fight.
Well,
so fuck it. All right, so let me
fake fight.
This is a fake fight, and frankly, I mean, if what you're saying is true, I'd rather see him lay out Tyson because that's the thing is like, hey, that's cool. That's fine. Either way, like
bury him.
Rather, no, don't
put him in a Viking ship and launch it out to sea.
Well, don't
see if we can hit it with a flaming arrow.
Don't go the full time and waste everybody's time if you're holding back. Go ahead and put him on the ground, and that's
that
way
entire
more.
Fight was just nothing but a fucking stunt.
Yeah.
So it was just a way to actually soak money out of people. So,
and it did.
No, it totally did. Yeah.
I mean, it's so embarrassing for boxing that you have so few headliners that this is what you have to do to get eyeballs.
Well, that's what happens after you go through 15 years of Mayweather just basically running around, fighting everybody.
Yeah. I mean, that being said, there are still quality boxers out there, and there's still quality boxing that, but nobody knows who they are.
Yeah, it's never on. Yeah, I mean, you have to like go looking for it. So,
Dude, I can remember when boxing was on network TV.
I remember that. Yeah.
That shit was dope.
I just remember reacquainting myself with boxing every 4 years when the Olympics would come around.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, this time around was a little different story. It got mired in controversy.
Boxing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did have an Olympics last summer,
But
didn't
we
we?
did. Yeah.
Oops.
I did not
I
pay
didn't watch.
attention to
Oh
that.
yeah, that's right. I didn't watch it either because I didn't fucking sign up for Peacock.
Well,
That's right.
Well,
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was on the pirate ship, but I mean
I'm retired from the seven seas.
You are not. You have that Plex server.
I don't have that anymore. I haven't had that for a while. So, but yeah,
All right. Well,
I lost access to that when its owner moved.
for the longest time, you were on the fucking.
But that was just for movies, to be fair.
That's the nastiest thing to be pirating,
Why?
because that's directly taking money out of the creatives' pockets.
Well, I imagine watching like a TV show does too.
Nah.
All right, I'll go pirate those then.
I mean, it's exactly the same.
okay. Totally curious on where you were coming from.
No, I would. The only thing I would argue is that I would say that movies are more of a speculative gamble than
Yeah.
television. Whereupon, if you don't support that, they don't take risks.
Well, I can't believe how
They don't
good,
take risks anyway.
I can't believe how good the Cap movie's doing. It's making plenty of money.
You're kidding, right?
No, it's making plenty. I saw that it's one of the top grossing.
Of the year,
It's
William,
way better than I thought it was going to do.
it's January, February, March.
It's still way better than I
When
thought.
did it
was
come
gonna
out?
Like 4 weeks ago.
Oh, so it's
No,
do. I
this year.
saw it.
Its worldwide total is 370 million.
What they pay to make it?
Probably.
More than that.
Oh, okay.
They're saying it cost $180 million. They had $180 million worth of reshoots.
It's doing better than I thought it was going to do.
Well, I looked at this. It is the biggest movie of the year. Nobody releases
It's March,
movies.
yeah.
Yes, in March. The big movies come out in May
Memorial
Oh,
Day.
I'm
and
fully-
July.
yeah,
But I'm still saying it's doing better than I thought it was going to do.
yeah. It's basically going to lose $300 million.
It's still doing better than I thought it would.
Okay, well, it is
Because
the
there's no way that Falcon can fight a Hulk.
well. All I can tell you is the third worst performing Marvel movie.
Oh, this is the one with Harrison Ford, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It is behind. It is the only ones that performed worse were the Edward Norton Hulk
I don't
and
think I ever saw that.
what do you think the other one is?
Eternals?
Eternals did better. Eternals did 402 million.
Black Panther 2.
Nope.
Oh.
The Marvels.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it is the third worst performing Marvel movie of all time.
Still doing better than I thought it would.
All right.
I didn't think it'd crack 200.
Oh, it was. It's like opening weekend for those things. I usually get it to 200, but yeah, it's that train is done. And oddly enough, I saw this like the ratings on Daredevil are bad.
I'm watching it.
What do you think about it?
It's
I'm hearing some people like, yeah. I'm hearing some people kind of cool. I'm hearing some people like,
It's been slow so far. It's been doing the whole he's not a superhero thing again for
didn't they do that every season?
yeah. But
I remember that being an arc of every
it
season.
is way too much talking. It is like there's no Daredevil. And like
Okay, well,
and I get it might be setting up something cool, but for right now it is like in the first fight, like they didn't even give Bullseye like a cool costume, like he looked pretty lame.
oh,
and it was just. It's not as dark either.
Right.
It's got too much light
It's a little bit
in
of,
it.
and this is after they redid basically like the whole show
So
because they were going to make it kind of like She-Hulkish.
I'm obviously going to watch it all the way through, so it's not the worst, but I'm a little disappointed because it's just not like Fisk is mayor and all this kind of stuff, so it's just talky politic kind of stuff, like Captain America was, and all this too. Like,
yeah, I'll get you a review on that. So I'll close it. How was Captain America? It has a title, but I don't want to just call it Black Captain America.
he's not Captain America, and it's really annoying. Like, even like Livy and William went to go see it with me, and they're just like, God, he's just not Captain America. And it's like, no, he's got attitude and all this kind of stuff that it's like, you're not wholesome Captain America. Like, you're not Captain America.
All right.
And then you have him fight a Hulk.
Right.
The Red Hulk, who was president, right?
Yes.
That did happen.
It did happen.
Okay.
Which was okay, like, for them to do that, but.
I don't want to see Harrison Ford ever again.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry,
I'd be okay with it. I don't understand why they chose him
It's Harrison Ford
do
did.
this. But
I like money.
that's literally his exact voice.
Yeah.
Just to have, and he like soloed him.
Well, isn't that's part of the thing is like you're Captain America, but you're just like a mishmash of other people's stuff.
Yeah, he's got some gear, and no offense, you're not gonna win against the Hulk.
Well, I mean,
and you don't even have Iron Man stuff. Like, you have wings that can be torn off you, and now you do what?
Well, I guess this is the other thing. He's got somebody else's helmet. He's got somebody else he's like the Munchies of superheroes, where it's like you're a sweepings of other people's stuff, and on top of that,
the Shield was the hero. Honestly, the Shield was the coolest part because they had it do some pretty cool
fair enough.
But the Shield was the hero. He sucked.
But what it's a total lack of identity. But I mean, the other thing is, I have completely fallen out of love with the veneer, the design choices that they've made, where everything is this nanotech that just scoops around your face and disappears, and is not actually armor.
No, it's like Decepticon technology. Yeah,
yeah. The thing that they, I hate it. They went way too far on that here, and there's nothing because anybody can have that. Like, you can sort of just press the button and you're
right. They had a second guy be a Falcon.
Oh, I didn't even know that was in the movie.
Yeah, there's an underling Falcon.
Okay,
and he pretty much almost died because he's not trained as well, so that he's obviously not as good as the Falcon. But yeah, you can just make a whole army of Falcons. Then,
right?
What's the point of
that whole thing in Iron Man is he's actually wearing a suit and
that he makes, and he told the government to fuck off. I'm not letting you have my tech.
That's the whole point of the second movie. Right?
Yeah. But here it's we can just have an army of.
Oh, right, Falcons. That's right. Because doesn't Falcon also have that bullshit Wakandan technology?
Yes, it's made of vibranium.
And if you punch it enough, it'll explode at the user.
Yeah,
but you take no damage
somehow.
Right.
He was in because he's not in at least Black Panther.
Right.
Had his whole body covered and it released it outward. He's using his wing and extending it, and he's not completely covered. So, yeah, you should be. There's no way he shouldn't have been dead.
Does the movie suck? Say the movie sucks.
No, it doesn't suck. It's just it's just not Cap.
Yeah, but you went to see a Cap movie.
Yeah, they called it Cap.
And you didn't get any Cap?
It's definitely not Cap.
Then that movie sucks.
It's just a false premise, I guess.
Again, man, that's you gotta.
It's not
if you're called Popeye's Chicken and Biscuits, you have to do good chicken and biscuits.
But they don't do good chicken anymore, in plenty of the Popeyes, and it's still called Popeyes.
at a gas station,
It's called Popeyes.
if you eat gas station chicken, you get what you get.
You're gonna get worms.
That makes you
go.
smarter.
Not those kinds.
As for me, and I have eaten tons of that egg salad, so
Well, I'll still keep watching. They haven't lost me yet. It was disappointing.
there's losing a lot of people, dude. Evidently, evidently Daredevil has gotten worse ratings than the Acolyte, which was so
Really?
yes, which didn't get a second season because everyone hated it. Well, actually, it's not even that. It's not just that everyone hated it; it's that they stopped watching, and that's the death knell. Is people can hate it, but if they don't watch, it's done.
It's done. It's cooked.
Episode 3 finished with a cut in of the Punisher, so maybe it's going to step up coming up.
Fingers crossed. Of course, that's also something else they can fuck up, but
What's left around here at break? Yeah, it's a couple of things behind the salt and pepper there. So we haven't used it in a while. Yeah.
there you go. All right. So, unless you have any other thoughts, I think we should.
Broncos ace free agency. I'm thrilled.
Why? What they got?
I got Greenlaw, Tafanga, just a safety, linebacker. They got Evan Ingram, tight end. They nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
Okay, who lost?
The Steelers, they traded for DK Metcalf,
Oh, okay.
but they have no quarterback.
Maybe they get Aaron Rodgers.
I know, that's the thing.
I know. My
So-
money's on Minnesota, man.
They're hoping
Getting
for
a
Aaron
good-
Rodgers.
Dude, he is fucking reject Brett Favre. So
Exact same path
almost
he does.
exactly the same path. If he goes to
If he goes to Minnesota, he does the
there will be
exact same.
a beaten path to loserdom.
I think he should be a Patriot.
Who? Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
You can fucking have him.
You have
Yeah.
a quarterback.
Yeah,
What are
do
you
have a
doing?
quarterback.
He's okay.
What are you gonna do with what are you gonna do with Aaron Rodgers? Man, you're gonna show up fucking stoned every day.
I like that
You have a rookie quarterback, basically, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can learn.
What is
Like Aaron
wrong
Rodgers
with you? The whole point is having a rookie
Yeah.
quarterback on a rookie contract. That is like the NFL gold.
Yes, it is. So
This
you,
is all you want to do.
you don't need to break him of all his bad habits. Aaron Rodgers isn't even fucking housebroken, man. So that's not gonna work.
You guys just spent $400 million on contracts, so
Yeah,
you just built a whole defense.
I guess.
So no, you're actually May's fine. He's
Fine is not enough.
he only played half the year, man.
I know.
Give him a
I didn't
chance.
love
Give him a
what I
chance.
saw though.
What?
I don't know. I wasn't getting a spark out of it at all.
That's like all he was. It's like razzle dazzle excitement. He's running all over the place, making plays. Like
That's a problem though. Like
your team sucks. He had no weapon. No, your team is terrible.
I agree. Yes.
He looked like a god out there. He had
Didn't
no
feel good.
offensive line, no receivers, no nothing.
God, they never should have fired the world's best coach. All right. So okay. So there you go. All right. No, just shut it down. Shut it down.
I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
Jeffrey.
I'm shutting it down.